Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This college with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 548 for comics originally releasing January the 15th, 2020. I wrote 2019 today already. Screwed it up. I still ain't got it, but 2020. We are well into the month. Drew, we were blessed enough to have Eric fill in for us last week while one of us was under the weather, but it's time to get back into the world of comics, my friend.
Yeah, I was sick, just a mess, and Eric said, "No, I won't stand for that. The listeners need content. They're patient. They stick by you through thick and thin. I won't allow you to let them down." And he stepped up.
It was one heck of a speech.
Yeah, it was like the
Braveheart,
Yes, thank you. Very, very Braveheartian. And listeners appreciated it. Marvin and James and Jason all sent in. Nice job, Eric Cowabunga, filling in for Drew on this week's episode.
I was kind of hurt that some people thought it was their favorite episode.
Yeah. They thought that was the best I had done, the best I had sounded in years, and then they found out it wasn't me. So there you go. I think Eric got a little something out of this. He was so inspired by his solo cast that he and James, his partner,
did they record a KowCast?
The KowCast is back.
Holy cow! They just, I guess, took 2019 off, and they're back for 2020
after a 2-year hiatus. After a saga-sized hiatus, Eric and James and the KowCast came back for a nice, hefty episode. You can find that if you dust off your
RSS feed.
Yeah, but it's out there, and maybe there's more things to go. I think they're pushing 50 episodes now, so maybe this will inspire them to put out a few more episodes. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, so
I have to get Eric a lozenge out of after all the talking he's been doing lately.
Yeah. Listeners also wanted to thank Eric and us for bringing back the C4 Fat Bundle.
Yeah.
We took some time. Really, nobody to blame for why that went away.
I mean, unless you wanted to blame us. But.
Unless you wanted to blame us, because we totally dropped the ball on that. But he brought it back in a good way. The 4 titles are Billionaire Island #1, Resistance #1, Dragon Whisper #1, and North Bend #1. Kyle, you know anything about these?
I do, and he's chosen the B cover on both Billionaire Island and North Bend. Let's start with Ahoy Comics version of Billionaire Island. It's a 1 out of 4. He has chosen the Pia Guerrera cover, so he is definitely channeling you and I with the C4 Fat Bundle. So he wasn't just throwing spaghetti at a wall. He said, what would these guys like? And by golly, he was right on this one. So Billionaire Island #1, a savage satire reuniting the critically acclaimed team behind DC's The Flintstones, which is Mark Russell and Steve Pugh, in an all-new creator-owned series. Welcome to Billionaire Island, where anything goes. If you can afford it, but the island's ultra-rich inhabitants are about to learn that their ill-gotten gains come at a very high price. So, a 4-issue series, Ahoy Comics. We got Mark Russell and Steve Pugh. Pia Guerrera cover. What's not to like about that? Okay. And the second one, we have Resistance #1 of 6. He's chosen the B cover on that one. Or did he?
No.
I can't remember. He's the cover A on that one. We have J. Michael Straczynski writing that one, which is something you and I graphed quite a bit of J. Michael Straczynski stuff, except
Yep.
I can't say Straczynski without biting my own tongue, so that's difficult. It is from Artists, Writers, and Artisans Incorporated.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so a different version of the publisher there. J. Michael Straczynski, creator of Babylon 5 and writer of beloved runs of The Amazing Spider-Man, Thor, and Superman Earth 1, returns to comics teaming with Mike Deodato Jr., the blockbuster artist of The Amazing Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, and Infinity War. Together they plant the flag for a new universe of heroes and villains. A global disaster leaves hundreds of millions dead in its wake shortly after a few thousand suddenly manifest superpowers. Are they harbingers of more perils to come, or Earth's last hope? So again, channeling us, we got a little post-apocalyptic stuff.
Nice.
Cannot beat that. Cannot beat that. So the next one we have Dragon Whisper #1 from Red 5 Comics.
Also an A.
Say what? Also a cover A on that one. Yep. I don't believe there's an offer for anything but the cover A on those ones.
Oh, right, there you go.
In a world, it's Alex DeLuca and Glenn Fernandez. In a world of clockwork and steam, cursed airships captain Alexander Falk endures his centuries-long quest for an end to his torment, a dragon. His ceaseless pursuit bears scarce rewards. That is until Falk discovers the bridge between the world of man and the world of monsters. Her name is Rosalinda Eberhardt, and she is the Dragon Whisperer. Again, pretty dope. Fantasy, all kinds of fun stuff. And North Bend #1 from Scout Comics. Ryan Ellsworth and Rob Carey on that one. We got a Tula Lote cover. So another one that he's thinking of us when he does. That is the cover B. In the not-too-distant future, the U.S. is at war against Russia and its own people. The country is on the verge of economic collapse and political revolution. Desperate to regain control, the CIA recruits Seattle DEA agent Brendan Kurg to test an experimental mind control drug on unwilling Americans. Compelled by his sense of duty to his country, Brendan struggles to keep his life from falling apart as he tries to reconcile his personal beliefs with the security of the nation. So, awesome. 4 really cool books, and Eric is cutting everybody a deal. You can get that bundle of 4 books for $8.75. Normally $16 and some odd. So a heck of a discount, and 4 dynamite titles, all of which I sign off on. And I would tell you guys if I thought Eric was reaching on these, but nope, they sound perfect.
Yeah, he's thinking just like we would, and those are the sort of titles that belong in the C4 Fat bundle. Those are perfect for us. We also got a lot of feedback about the Hero Initiative and what a great cause that is. And Kyle, in Comics for Fun and Profit, I'm the fun and you're the profit. You're fun as well, but
you know what? I'll take that.
You're better at the flipping than I am, and you've been licking your chops about the challenge for raising money for the Hero Initiative.
Oh yeah,
this
and
year-long.
I thought I had a heck of a leg up, man. I had a week where I thought I was going to get you.
You had no competition because you just have me as the competition. Well,
yeah.
That's over.
Uh-oh.
Now we have Stephen Nosbish, a listener.
Oh, yeah.
He was listening to our show, and he wants to join the $100 challenge for the charity. He's going to purchase books from Cowabunga specifically to flip, and he's going to donate all the money back for the donation at the end of the year. He's going to update us periodically on how he's doing.
Very nice.
And wants to get in on the action. He's not alone. Jason, our buddy from Hawaii.
Hey, all right.
He was listening, and he is in. He's throwing his $100 into the ring. He'll keep us posted via email on his progress on what he invests in and how it's doing. So now you're not just fighting your old brother. Now you got some real competition stepping up here. So we got a 4-way competition for bragging rights, and we're all winners because we're going to be donating it to the Hero Initiative. So
that's right.
We're excited about that.
I made an attempt at this already. I ran to my local Walmart as fast as I could last week to try to find those detective books. No luck.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those?
No. I know Target was getting something.
Target has an exclusive version of a Batman book that you're getting about $15 for if you're not careful. But the Detective Comics Anniversary giant size is going for $120.
Wow.
Yeah. But we got skunked in my local, and I didn't make it up to any other locals to look around. So
why?
That was going to be my initial stomping ground. I didn't even look to see why. I just saw that they were spiked and I ran. And I found out a few things because I was really looking for these. So I was talking to all the people I knew at our local Walmart, and those come in through a vendor. It's a vendor who does those comic books as well as the gift cards. So it is not a Walmart employee that comes in. It doesn't come in on the truck and or anything through that. There's a specific vendor that comes in and did that. And like she was there just before I was there on a Friday. So I don't know if that's the only day she does it, but that's what I was able to key in, chit-chatting with some people trying to track those detectives down.
$120?
Yeah, check it out right now.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah. I missed out on that.
Yeah, so it's a big one. and that would be a heck of a thing to flip. So I made a valiant attempt and effort, but I did not make it.
A for effort, F for results. But that's okay. Amber sends in feedback on our best of episode from a few weeks ago. She really enjoyed our episode, but was wondering if, besides comics related stuff, did we enjoy any non-comic book related movies or TV, video games, music in 2019, and what would be our best of the year in those categories? Kyle, what do you think?
All right, where do you want me to start, Drew?
Well, video games is your account.
Absolutely.
I played 0, so I'm going to have to give this one to you.
Now. Okay, so video games, I have several things I really enjoyed. I'm putting these in no particular order, but these are essentially, I'm giving you about 5 things that were my top 5 that I loved this year. So I loved Gears of War 5. I'm a big Gears fan. It looked amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. I loved that. Can't wait for the next one. Resident Evil 2 Repack was awesome. They took Resident Evil, a game I played multiple times before, a series I love, and they did this amazing makeover to it where they brought it up to 2019 standards. The juiciest zombies and the most fun I've had killing zombies since Resident Evil 4 originally came out on GameCube. An absolute blast. I loved that game. Outer Worlds. My favorite Fallout is Fallout New Vegas, and the team that made Fallout New Vegas did Outer Worlds, which is essentially Fallout in space. Dope. Love the game. Lots of fun. Borderlands 3 came out this year. I'm a huge Borderlands guy. Could not wait. Have had so much. I love the humor in Borderlands. A blast with that. I've done my one playthrough. I gotta grab my other 3 characters, get them up before the next DLC characters come out. It's awesome. And then Bloodshed Ritual of the Night, which is the guy who created Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Koji Igarashi. He's no longer working for Capcom. Capcom's not doing anything anymore. Or Konami. Anyways. So he's created essentially an offshoot of the Castlevania brand with up-to-date stuff, and I thought that was a great game. I had a ton of fun with that. So those are my top 5 games of 2019.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
How about music?
Music. Okay. So a new Alter Bridge came out this year. I'm a big fan of Alter Bridge. Love that album. The new Tool album. We haven't seen one of those for 11 years. I love that album. That did not leave my CD player for the entire month. New Kill Switch album. I was obsessed with that. We got a song on that called Signal Fire, where we got both the new singer and the old singer on the same song. It was just gave me chills watching the videos. One of my favorite songs of the year. Couldn't believe it. We got a new Blink 182. Not their best album, but I super enjoyed it. We got 2 albums from Weezer. We got the Teal album and the Black album. I went through those quite a bit. Loved those. And Slipknot dropped a new album of We Are Not Your Kind that I really, really, really enjoyed.
I also enjoyed the Weezer albums. Those were both good. I enjoyed the new 21 Pilots. Was that this year?
I think so, yeah.
And that was the only concert that I went to, was the 21 Pilots show. So that was a big deal. And I don't know if I want to say this out loud, but I have been into Billie Eilish for last month. I've been listening to that album a lot.
Can't wait till you're singing Ocean Eyes on the next podcast.
Yeah. I was surprised how much I dug that album. And yeah, like an 18-year-old girl. Who knew?
Nope, 17. 16 at the time she made the album.
Well, she's 18 now.
Nope.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
Google her. She's 18. It's less creepy. It's less creepy that way. But yeah, not as much. Most of my music is like still my tunes from 5 years ago. There's not a lot of stuff that cracks into my new stuff into my rotation. So yeah,
still
it's
stuck in 1994. I got a lot of those albums too.
Yeah. You want to do movies or TV next?
TV.
Okay, TV.
Of course, Game of Thrones ended. A lot of mixed emotions on the last season. There was a couple things I enjoyed. The long dark battle. It didn't end the best, but I enjoyed it, and I was happy for it. Couldn't beat it. Barry on HBO. I've been really, really loving that. I'm a big Bill Hader guy, so Barry's great. I really liked Stranger Things Season 3. I thought it was awesome. I'm not with some people that didn't like it, especially all the new 80s stuff and it's my favorite timeline to be in. Of course, Mandalorian. Mandalorian was amazing. Can't beat it. Same thing with The Witcher. I went through The Witcher. I'm about ready to go back through The Witcher. I liked it so much. So those are my non-comic
Would my
book TV.
wife be able to stomach The Witcher?
Yes. Did she like Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay, then she wouldn't like The Witcher.
All right. I really liked Succession a lot. I thought The Righteous Gemstones was fantastic. I'm dug Fleabag. Fleabag I thought was pretty amazing.
There you
go. I just finished The Politician, which was great. On most of my stuff is streaming, but I'm trying to think if there's any networks that stood out. I watch a lot of stuff, but I don't know if anything's like fantastic. I think The Good Place is really, really strong.
Yeah.
And this is its last season coming up. It's a lot of great stuff on streaming, and I really love the morning show on the Apple TV Plus. Is that the name of that streaming service?
Just Apple, Apple whatever.
Apple Plus, Apple something. And then Mandalorian over on Disney Plus. I enjoyed that a lot. And I liked kind of like the prestige shows from all the streamers. I thought Jack Ryan was really strong. I think of course Handmaid's Tale was fantastic over at Hulu. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime.
I didn't do season 3 yet on that. I need to.
It was really, really good. So like all the prestige shows, there's a reason that they are their top sellers. They're good stuff. I enjoyed a lot of good TV this year.
There you go. I didn't do a ton as far as really movies. Most everything I watched was comic book movies.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing.
John Wick 3 was probably my highlight.
Oh wow,
John Wick 3 was awesome. Detective Pikachu, really good. But those are most of the things that I watched. I still have to do, I want to go through and do the Peanut Butter Falcons and stuff like that. I just haven't had the ability to yet. I have to be in a certain mind frame to get those, and I've just not been in it.
I liked Zombieland Double Tap. Thought that was pretty strong.
Zombieland. I just watched that the other day. Yes, that was really good.
I took your kids to see Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. I'm trying to think if there's any movies I went to that weren't other movies I went to in the theater that wasn't. No, I can't think of very many others that I went that wasn't a comic book movie.
I didn't do The Irishman, but I want to. I just can't. I don't know if I want to commit 6 hours at the moment.
Well, yeah. I mean, heck, it's like a poor man's Goodfellas, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Yeah, and I forgot about a lot of these things that are they were out for a week in the theaters and now they're streaming already. So I guess I can catch a lot of them.
Always Be My Maybe on Netflix was really good.
Don't know that one.
Let's see what else. To think.
Yeah, it's weird. That's weird. It's just dominated by comic book
movies. I was gonna say of the things I've seen, I think 75% was comic stuff.
That's awesome. Anyway, I hope that answers some of your questions. We did do some other things outside of the comic book, but for me, most of it was comic book related.
Yeah,
that's go figure. We like comics. So
who'd have thought?
You have questions, comments on some recent shows, anything like that? Feel free to reach out to us. You can do so via email, comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com, or you can reach us out on social media. Twitter, Comics Fun Profit, Instagram, and Facebook are both Comics for Fun and Profit, and you can contact us that way. Now it's time for FOC. Let's see if there's anything Heroes Initiative worthy in the FOC that we might want to pull the trigger on and flip.
Yeah, of course, FOC is our final bite at the apple on some of these items that we missed in previews. Our last attempt to add a few things to our order directly before they're printed and shipped. We get a curated list from Eric at Cowabunga. He even pulls a few things off of it to highlight. Some of the things he's highlighting, not a word, but I'm going to use him. Decorum number 1. that is the series premiere of that from Image Comics. Jonathan Hickman writing that one, so true, you may be interested in that. We have the facsimile edition of Detective Comics 38. There we go. So, Sensational Girl, is that our first Robin?
No, that would be sooner than 38, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the first appearance of Robin the Boy Wonder.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you say it's Detective 38?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I didn't hear it.
Sorry. We have the Epic Collection from War Machine, the hardcover edition. Has all kinds of stuff in Iron Man 278 through 289, the annual 12 and 13, Darkhawk annual number 1, Avengers West Coast number 7, and Marvel Holiday Special number 2. All making up a big War Machine Iron Man hardcover. Dragon Whisper number 1 is another thing featured. We talked about that as our C4 FAP spec.
I don't want to derail but you are talking about pre-order stuff instead of FOC stuff.
Am I? Oh, am I on the wrong thing?
You are on the wrong page.
I'm on
that's
wrong
good
email.
stuff, but I was like, I don't see this on the FOC anywhere,
Hold on.
and there was a reason I didn't see it on the FOC.
There we go. Sorry, wrong email. I pulled up the order and I was still stuck on that. Makes sense.
Because I was scrolling up and down like a madman trying to follow along.
I knew there were 6, so it matched. So.
But those are great things. Those are great things for the pre-order.
Absolutely. As far as FOC is concerned, we have Air War Stories number 1 from It's Alive Comics.
Yeah.
It's normally a $10 book. He's giving you a discount on that. The facsimile edition of Green Lantern number 1. An oldie but a goodie, John Broome writing that old thing.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
There we go. Captain America: The End number 1 from Marvel. That's a pretty cool looking book. We have Immortal Hulk Great Power number 1. On the cover of this, we have the Hulk in Spider-Man's outfit swinging around. Looks vaguely like a Ninja Turtle. It's kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, it's true.
Tom Taylor writing this one. Jorge Molina on the art.
That is a good pull.
There we go. And there we have Greg Pak writing Star Wars Darth Vader number 1. So that is kind of exciting. And then from Oni Press, we have Agretsuko number 1. Daniel Barnes and DJ Kirkland. These are all things that Eric has pulled to the front for us, and I am liking quite a few of those. Let's find a few more things inside the FOC. Let's scroll down and see what else we can find.
So if Raphael Ianco is doing the art on Star Wars Darth Vader number 1, that's gonna be at least a monthly, maybe twice a month. He's not going to be able to do postal anymore, so postal deliverance.
Unless he's doing every other, or they're doing back and forth. You never know with
or that series is ending.
Oh,
maybe that's just like a 6.
Maybe he had a few canned and he's just done.
Yeah, well, I doubt he can do two series a month. Most can't. But I mean, are we excited about Star Wars and Darth Vader relaunching?
Yeah, kind of, because this is our third Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
But we're getting a Darth Vader in between all of our series. We're getting a Darth Vader in between 4 and 5. We're getting a Darth Vader in between 5 and 6. We're getting one in between 2 and 3. So they're giving us the cool timeline versions of Vader.
True.
The places that you actually want to know what Vader has been up to is the places they're putting him in these. So yeah, Vader's still probably one of the best villains in the history of anything. So the more we can get of what he's been doing canonically between movies and rebuilding the legacy stuff, let's just keep doing that. I mean, it's all been okay to good, and I just want to know it.
And we gotta go back to the Mandalorian one more time because we both loved it.
Yes.
Does this rethink your hatred of Boba Fett any?
No, nope. Still pathetic and dumb. And
you still hate Boba Fett, even though
it would be like a loser in the Sarlacc pit.
Would he be a Mandalorian?
Yeah, he is a Mandalorian, or at least he is somebody wearing Mandalorian's armor.
So really, He's cool just like that guy.
Yes. And there is a lot of... you remember Lucy Liu's character that would go up on her body and someone walks up on her with spurs on?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. Boba Fett wears spurs because he's based on a cowboy character from those spaghetti westerns.
He sounds really cool, Boba Fett. Sounds like a great character.
He's the most overrated character in cinema.
I think you should read. I think your opinion needs to soften now that we got a whole Boba Fett series, pretty much.
Look, I know this is the way you think, but, not all people of the same creed, Carl, or race are lumped in together. You can hate one and like the others, all right, man? Not all Mandalorians are created equal, my friend. Okay.
All right. Not one, just one master race. Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
And remember, it's not a race, it's a creed.
It's a creed. Very, very much so. All right. Now Dark Horse.
Back to Dark Horse. And we've got, of course, War Stories #1 that we talked about on the outside. A normally $10 book, a tough sell for me. So.
That's a tough sell.
Predator Hunters, continuing with the Predators. Oh, we got a glow-in-the-dark cover on Predators for an extra $1. Those are usually kind of cool. And a graphic novel leading into Cyberpunk 2077, which we will be getting in a couple months. Down to DC is 88. Okay, we're well into James Tynion now. 86. We got a second print on 86. Was that what's his face's last one?
Yes.
So
yeah, 86. 86 is Tynan's. That's his first issue.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So 85 was Tom King's last.
So we saw a spike in sales, maybe from 86 with the new changeover.
But guess what?
86
was Tynan's first issue, and it's part 1 of whatever.
Yeah.
He barely just started telling the story, just like his predecessors.
Relax. Give it time.
I know. I know. It's just one issue.
That's right.
I'm trying.
We have a couple of DC dollar books in Batman 386.
Shadow of the Bat, which if you paid $1 for Shadow of the Bat #1, you paid too much because it is in every quarter bin in the history of comics. I see it everywhere.
And 386 is Black Mask.
Oh, good call.
Far Sector #1 going to a second print. So that's cool. We talked about that.
Probably got to get that Green Lantern.
You have Green Lantern, the facsimile edition.
I mean, that's what because I asked. This is what I said. If you give me the keys, if you put keys out as facsimiles, I will buy them. Don't give me some weird ass numbering that doesn't really mean anything. But something that's a key, yeah, key issue. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do it, and I gotta follow through with that.
There you go. Has Cho been doing the Harley Quinn bees lately?
I don't know.
I don't believe so. I know he was for the longest time. I thought we'd gotten off of that. Oh, that's cute.
I don't have any covers in my list. Sadly.
Copy paste running.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Last God #1 going to a second print, so that's cool. Lots of DC stuff here on the FOC.
Yeah, it's good list.
But nothing I don't think I can live out. And the final Martian Manhunter. So if we think something cool is going to happen in Martian Manhunter, this is our last chance to make sure we don't miss out on the last one. And that Joshua Middleton cover is pretty cool looking.
Yep.
Alright, let's down see, but we got some IDW.
Hey, we got the last issue of Napoleon Dynamite. I've enjoyed this. The Trying to impeach Pedro. It's not going well for our gang so far, but it's been fun. It's been a fun series. Fun revisit.
Very cool. And on Image. Oh, a trade paperback for Weatherman coming back at you.
Another Manifest Destiny.
Mm-hmm. What is After Realm Quarterly?
I don't know.
Alright.
What is that?
Oh, Michael Avon Deming. A $6 number one. From Eisner and Harvey Award-winning Michael Avon Oeming, co-creator of Powers in the United States of Murder, and the writer of Thor Ragnarok and Red Sonja, comes After Realm, a new ongoing extra-length quarterly. In the aftermath of Ragnarok, Una, an elven ranger, sets out into the post-apocalyptic chaos to discover the fate of the old gods. But first she must fulfill an oath to a lost friend that could doom what's left of the 9 realms. Okay, so we have $6, but it's only coming out quarterly.
Yeah.
For $6. Post-apocalyptic. And we
How
have
many
a good
pages?
creator.
Is it 40 pages?
It's not telling me that. It's just simply saying extra length.
Yeah, it's probably like the Lazarus. So,
Is this a spec-worthy item? Will people
No,
be
I mean,
clamoring for a quarterly?
What they should have done is they should have eaten the first issue at $3.99 and given it to us. And then if they wanted the subsequent issues to be a little more, that's fine. But
gotta bait the hook.
I guess I understand it. I mean, their number one's going to be their best seller, so yeah, I guess it's okay. I'm forgiving.
All right, none of Marvel. Ant-Man is back, y'all.
Who's the creator this time?
Oh, it is not easy for me to look that up.
I know. We were just talking about Eric and what a great job he's doing. He did not link my hyperlinks in my FOC.
No, I'm not using a mouse. I'm using a touchpad. Zeb Wells. Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
I've got to look at these Black Cat covers, unfortunately. I have to look at each and every
Is that J. Scott Campbell?
They have been. Yep, still being J. Scott. Still being very nice.
Very nice.
Captain America, The End, number 1. More Conan. Dark Agnes, which I thought was a breed of cow, but I'm guessing I'm incorrect in that.
That's Black Angus.
Ah, dang it.
That's awesome. Farm kid joke.
Becky Cloonan writing Black Angus, which is now all I'm ever going to call it. Dark Agnes. I'm never going to get that.
It's got to be Black Angus from now
Oh,
on.
no. Yes. Becky Cloonan, her first solo comic series. I did not realize that. Forced into an arranged marriage, Agnes de Castillon took matters into her own violent hands to free herself from the yoke of a life she never wanted. Now the woman known as Dark Agnes, along with her mercenary partner, come on now. Why can't people just have normal names like Bob? Etienne Villiers. Make their way through 16th century France. I guess it's because they're French. As sell swords on their way to join the war in Italy, where the real money is. But when Etienne is captured by the Duke of... Oh, come on. Too many words. I'm out.
Yes. Fun fact about Black Angus. Kyle and Drew's father was a bit of a cattleman. Amateur cattleman as when we were very, very young. And instead of Black Angus, he started with Black Angus and moved to Simmental, which is another cattle breed. Was it Simmental?
I thought it was Scimitar.
Simmental?
Yeah.
It was a different breed. Not as popular. Not as sought after by the slaughterhouses.
And that's when we got out of the cattle business.
That's when we were no longer in shortly thereafter, that decision doomed the cattle business of our father.
The Ellinger cattle business is gone.
So we're not ranch millionaires, sadly, because of that decision.
Immortal Hulk, great power. Immortal Hulk, you're a big Immortal Hulk guy. Do we care about Tom Taylor's version of Immortal Hulk?
Kind of, because I got a little bored with the other one, so this might make it interesting for me again.
Okay. The Hulk finds a new host, the Amazing Spider-Man. When Bruce Banner wakes up in the middle of the night without the Hulk, he thinks he's finally free, but the Hulk is immortal, and the night is not over yet. If you thought he was dangerous in the body of a mild-mannered Bruce Banner, wait till you see him now. Peter Parker is a man with a proportional strength and agility of a spider capable of lifting trains on his bad days, and he's about to get a big green power-up with the temper to match. Okay. I'm interested. I'm in. I'm gonna read.
And we have Savage Avengers Zero. And what did we think about Zero issues?
We hate them. They're worthless. Why do this? If you really wanted it, put it in the canon as you go.
Gotcha. That's kind of how I felt, too. Now, this Spider-Woman is a die-cut variant. This has already been out? I'm guessing, and this is just a variant that's popping up.
A late variant. I've seen that a few times. It's a wicked looking die cut. It's odd. Might be sought after though. You never know. And a bunch of cool Vader books. True Believers Pepper Potts. Interesting.
And we have an X-Men Fantastic Four 4-issue miniseries crossover, and the first issue is out with a ton of covers.
That's a lot of covers. That being written by our boy Chip Zdarsky.
Well, the Black Badge. Oh, are you done with Marvel?
Sorry. We are.
The Black Badge that you collected as FOC variants is now available as a hardcover, or is that just? That's not a complete hardcover. That's just a volume 3.
Volume 3, yeah.
Is it? Did you decide to put those up?
No, I'm still just chilling with them.
Have they got any heat at all?
I haven't even looked.
I haven't looked.
Need to.
Yeah, you need to check that out.
Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, 2, and 3.
Didn't Black Badge get optioned? Did it get optioned?
I think it might have.
Yeah.
So number 1 going to a second print.
Yes.
The variants going to a second print. And the 10 copy incentive also going to a second print. That seems dirty to me.
Yeah. Shouldn't do that.
No. I guess it's foil. Interesting. Okay. And then issue 2 going to a second print. And then issue 3 being optioned with all kinds of, looks like exclusive covers. Give me a second. I'm just kind of curious here at what's going on here. Is that each of our turtles is a different cover? And we have a Dan Mora cover A. Really cool looking Dan Mora cover A. That's a really nice looking Dan Mora cover A. And let's see. And it looks like, okay, that's pretty cool. So each one of the other covers is a turtle holding the helmet, just like we had the Rangers holding the helmets. So like on this one it is Donnie. So it's Donatello holding the Blue Rangers helmet. So that's kind of cool. Donatello, Leo, Mike, Raph.
I mean, you don't like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? You were too
Correct. I was too old for that.
So that even no matter how cool it is, it's not going to be enough because the property's not appealing.
No, well, I don't
Right.
know. I'm that big of a Turtles guy.
Really?
There's also a Dan Mora FOC exclusive.
Ooh, well, that's tempting.
I know. Jeez, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We've got
man. So much.
We've got Backtrack. This is a Oni Press book.
Dude, I was on the money for Money Shot from Vault like crazy. Number 1 going to a third print. Number 2 going to a second. Number 3 going to a second.
Yeah, a lot of heat on that one.
Yeah.
So Backtrack from Oni Press. Brian Joins doing the writing on that. And this is about a criminal wheelman, Allison, who's led an illicit life that left her shattered into pieces. Looks pretty darn good. I haven't seen a good Oni Press release for a while, so that's kind of interesting to me. And we've got Adler from Titan Comics. This is Butch Guice doing the cover, with a Lavi Tidhar doing the writing. And this is a Sherlock spinoff.
There you go. We have an odd book from Action Lab Comics, Argus #1 by Mark Bertolioni. It's a scientific time travel-ish book, so my head hurts just thinking about it.
And that is all.
I forgot. Remember when we were specking a long time ago on books, and I told you to pick up The Witcher #1 from Lion Forge or whoever was doing those the video game stuff. I did the same thing with Bloodborne.
Yeah.
It spiked because of the movie. I gotta dig mine out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it spiked twice for 2 different reasons.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anything else?
Everything for FOC.
Okay, get that in by Monday at noon. Get your orders in. And let's take a look over at Cover Price's top 10. We have the #1 eBay hot seller, according to the Cover Price folks. Angela Asgard's Assassin #1 from 2014. 27 copies this week sold. A high sale of $17 for a raw copy. We have Star Wars: The Rise of Kylo Ren, which sold 40 copies this week. Had a $20 selling for $20 raw, and even a CGC has come back in at 9.8, selling for $80.
Huh.
We have Miles Morales Spider-Man #13, the first Billy Morales as a baby, who is Miles' sister. Sold 24 copies this week, and is selling for nearly $30 for raw copy. The New Mutants #1, from 1983. This looks like 16 copies went. This is the second full team appearance of the New Mutants, and it looks like the CGC 98 version of this. This is that Sienkiewicz cover. It's like yellow and black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of murky, like Sienkiewicz likes to do. Yeah, I know I got one of those laying around. But the 9/8 sold for $81.
Huh.
Detective Comics Batman 80th Anniversary Giant. This is what you were talking about, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart exclusive. Has those folks scratching our heads. It had a sizable print run, around 3,000, and nothing happens. But it is hitting $200 raw this week. $213 to be around. The market determines what something is worth. It only sold 17 copies, but had a high of $213 for that.
And like, if you look, there's a bunch of listings up, and if people are doing traditional auctions, they all have a bunch of bids. So people are still moving on these.
Makes no sense.
Check your Walmarts. Ours, I don't know if they didn't get any or just I got beat.
Yeah.
But I was there January 2nd.
Crazy. Star Wars number 3. This is the 1977 Star Wars.
I have this book.
The recent stirred up lots of Star Wars interest. This saw a high-grade raw copy sell for one of its best prices in a while, which was enough for it to land on this list. It sold 12 copies this week and sold $47 for one copy, a raw copy of that. Crazy. Don't know what goes on in that issue, but it must be something. Incoming number 1 was the $9.99 price tag, which I believe I made a pick a few weeks ago.
No.
Said something might be happening in that one, and sold 21 copies, and it's sale of $10 for a raw copy.
It's a penny.
Yeah, but if you pre-ordered it, you doubled your money.
There you
We have Spawn number 1 still selling well. Another 14 copies sold. CGC's selling for $125. I've got to CGC some of these. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Venom Lethal Protector number 1 continues to sell well. This was our quarter bin find from a few years ago, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
13 copies sold. Selling for $77 with a 9.8 CGC. And Spawn number 9. It's Angela's first appearance. 14 of them selling and had a high of 62 for a CGC 9.8. Now, we also had Cover Price do a year in review for 2019. So in addition to their What's Hot This Week, they are doing comics that sold the most units in 2019 and the ones that had the highest sales volume. And topping their list was Spawn.
Oh, cool.
Number 1.
Number 1.
So the old Spawn from 1992. 1,487 Spawn number 1s were sold on eBay over the course of the year, totaling $53,000 in sales. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
About 1,473 copies of Ultimate Fallout number 4 sold this year for $200,000, which is Miles' first appearance. We have She-Hulk number 1, the Savage She-Hulk number 1, selling 1,400 copies this year, and it sold for about $200,000 worth. Now it's from what year is that? The 40-cent cover price, 1980. That's in the 1980 Savage She-Hulk number 1. Mm-hmm. The Eternals number 1 from 1976 sold 1,388 copies this year for $255,000.
And that one ain't going to slow down. That may sell more copies this year than it did last.
Yeah. Walking Dead's final issue sold 1,347 copies over eBay for $34,000. Ms. Marvel's first issue from 1977 sold 1,158 copies for $187,000. My Beloved Moon Knight from 1980, the first volume, sold 1,154 copies via eBay for $53,000, and I don't think it sold that much of its final issue, the last volume. So that's pretty darn good. So all hail Disney Plus for that heat there. The Man Called Nova number 1 from 1976 sold 1,134 copies this year for a value of $214,000. And Rye number 0, the matte variant from Valiant, from the 1992 Valiant, back when the bus days. Mm-hmm. So there's plenty of these out there. 1,132 copies of this sold for 73,000. Then we have First Carnage, rounding out the top 10. The Amazing Spider-Man 361, which sold 1,113 copies for $161,000. Amazing numbers of speculative comics flying back off the shelves back and forth. Really, really cool. Now, let's take a look at our sneak peek.
Yeah, let's head on over to previewsworld.com. Let's find new release. Let's find January the 15th. And let's start where we love to start. Let's start in Image. Spawn 304. Spawn has been on a hot streak lately. Let's see where it finally goes down.
We've got Undiscovered Country, which has been really good. I mean, I've only read 2 issues, but it's still really good.
That's a different cover on that second print of number 2. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with that.
I like that, yeah. Alright, let's head on down. Dark Horse. And down to IDW. Rising Sun number 1. I got no information on this book, but I'm not interested in it anyways.
We got we don't know who the writers, artists, anything.
At the bottom of the book, I can see that it's Mars with a Rodriguez on art. We got some more ROM. Alright, down to DC.
Let's see here.
Batman Adventures 12. For $1? Heck
yeah. I got some of those coming in. Thought that was a fun one.
Yeah. And then our facsimile of the new Batgirl.
It's funny, we're the most excited about old stuff.
Yeah.
Reprinted. That's really sad. I've really been enjoying this Teen Titans book. We never used to read Teen Titans, but I like the new direction it's been going on, and I think they've got a good
I do too.
Cover B thing going on too.
I like the group,
I like the characters.
I was going to say the characters in the group they've got.
Yeah.
Down to Marvel. Incredible Hulk 180 facsimile edition. Now, did you pick up your 181?
I did.
Do you need?
Do I have to? Do I have to get this too?
Yeah.
Probably should have now, shouldn't I? That's interesting.
We got some weird Iron Man 2020 covers, so pick them up if you like that kind of thing. Kelly Thompson writing Jessica Jones in Blind Spot number 1. Lots of reprinting things. Marvel Tales, Ravencroft. Black Widow Prelude number 1. So, we got the movie coming up. From spy to Avenger, the enigmatic Black Widow has lived many secret lives, but how do these disparate episodes add up to the life of the heroic Avenger, and what is the thread that connects her past to her future? Get ready for Marvel Studios' Black Widow solo film with a glimpse of the storied history of Natasha Romanoff in this tale set in the MCU. So, if you're really looking forward to that movie but can't wait, here's your chance to jump in and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Spider-Man Black Cat Strikes #1 is a 5-issue series. This is the thing that's set in the game-verse of Spider-Man. So this is essentially the Spider-Man from the Sony game. Anything else, sir?
Mm-mm.
Adam Warren writing Venom, the end, #1. There, the final Venom story. The alien symbiote who bonded with Eddie Brock has been through a lot, but not nearly as much as he is coming. In a tale that literally spans over 1 trillion years, Venom travels the length of space and time as the last defender of life in the universe. Down to Dynamite. And Booms and all of our other stuff.
I wonder what a Boom Studios short box bundle is. Oh, it's a Boom Studios short box. You get 10 of them for...
Yeah, you get 10 short
what?
boxes.
Well, that's $14 a piece? Dang.
Yeah, they're the laminated printed ones or whatever.
Those are nice. I just think that's too much.
Yep. With art by Chelsea Roberts. That is a very cool Folklords #2 second print cover.
Mm-hmm.
That is all very cool cover. If you're into it, you may want that for your collection because it is that neat. Did you read Red Mother?
No, I did not. Not yet.
Did not either, so I don't know where to Jeremy Hahn on that one. You may want to read that before Wednesday so you figure out if you need to pick that second one up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we have AC Comics, the comic #1 for $5.95. The 21st Centurions #1, a modern contemporary pop culture action and angst take on superheroes in this offbeat series that starts naive teen heroes and an enigmatic mentor with questionable motives. First issue of a new AC Comics ongoing quarterly in full digital color on glossy paper by Stephanie Hinke and Mark Hinke. So is that another quarterly comic? Comes out every 4 times a year?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, Second Coming is only a 6-issue series. Did I know that?
I don't think we did. Sold pretty well.
Yeah. Maybe we knew that.
Maybe you did. I know I didn't.
Yeah, back half's kind of off a little bit today.
Yeah.
Not doing it for me.
Yeah, not really piquing my interest. All right, Drew. What you got? Pick of the week.
Man.
Yeah, not a ton that really says run out and get.
I can't really pick that.
You want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going with the second print of Undiscovered Country #2.
Wow.
I think if you like the map covers, if you pick that up in one, you may want the second printed too.
I was supposed to jot that down on my way through, and I don't think I did.
That 180 facsimile edition?
No, I can't do. I just can't do that. And I had something in. Lord, at this point, folks, it's not gonna be worth it. You know what? I'm gonna say.
Oh, no, what are you going to say?
I'm gonna say Batman Adventures 12, the dollar comic.
There you go.
You know, remember that Amazing Fantasy dollar that they did?
Uh-huh.
How hot that got?
Oh yeah.
$15. I think this might be a hot one. So I'm gonna say the Batman Adventures dollar comic.
There you go. Now, Drew and I had a little bit of struggles here finding exactly what the gem in this week is, but maybe we are missing something you guys can tell us. So feel free to write into the comics, write into the podcast, about these comics, either on the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Gmails, all that stuff. Be part of the podcast. Tell us if there's something we missed in here, or if you think we're just crazy as all get out for the 2 comics that we picked. Just let us know. We'd appreciate all your feedback, and we'll have to give you an update soon if we start doing some more moving on our $100 Heroes Initiative journey and sales.
I don't think it's anything from this week.
Yeah, I don't think so either. If anybody else is jumping in with us, feel free. I think a little bit of competition will stir the juices in these things, and we will make some real money and for a good cause as well. So we thank you guys so much. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.